Hi everyone, I am Sriharsha Vishnuvardhan from third year EC. Now I am going to explain about the DevOps topics that I have learned from the 4 days workshop. For this session, I am using the AWS as the working tool for now. For that, we have to go to the domain aws.com. This is the tool we are using for today. For the uses of its services, we have to sign into the console. The AWS has two type of logins. One is root user and the IAM user. The root user is nothing but the main user which have control over the IAM users. That means the root user can control the IAM user and gives certain permissions and can restricts its work, restricts the works of the IAM user. Whereas the IAM user can only perform few tasks which are given policies by the root user. The IAM user cannot be created by default. It can be created by root user only. So let us log in as a root user. I have already created a root user account, so let's simply log in into it. This is the dashboard interface of our AWS tool. Remember one thing, we have to work on one location at a time. This session we are going to learn about four main topics. One is IAM users and that how an IAM user can be created and how the policies or restrictions can be given to them. And the second one is S3. S3 is nothing but simple storage service. And the third one is EC2 and the fourth one is VPC. For now, let's see how an IAM user can be created. For that, we have to search IAM in the search box and click on IAM. After clicking IAM, we have to go to the users menu. For creating a new user, click on create user. Give a random username. The name should follow the following conditions. Just click on next. If you want to give any permissions, we can attach here. This is the already created group. Here we are giving a S3 full access. Then quickly review the final session and click on create user, and we can see that the user has been created. Let us see how the policies can be created. Here we can see the list of policies that are already created by default. For creating a policy, we have to click on create policy and select the specific service we want to give. Let's imagine EC2. Here the EC2 further divided into so many tasks. So what are the tasks we want to give, we can simply select. If we want to give all the EC2 actions, just click on all EC2 actions, and after all these we have to select the resources. For this, let's see all, click on. After then we can click on next. Here we can give a policy name EC2 full access. Ignore all this, click on create policy. we can see that the policy has been created successfully. This is how we can create a policy. Now let us see about the service S3. For opening the S3 service, we have to search for the S3 in the search box. Click on S3. S3 is nothing but simple storage service. In S3 we have two main terms, objects and buckets. Bucket is nothing but a large amount of space, but objects are the limited space storage, which is about 5 TB per bucket. The Amazon S3 store and retrieve any amount of data from the storage. Every object in S3 is stored in bucket. For creating a bucket, we have to click on create bucket. We have to give a bucket name. Should follow the name restriction rules for creating a bucket name. You can see that the bucket has been created with the name bucket example in the location in the AWS region US East, which we have been using now. This is how we can create buckets using S3 service. Now let us see the VPC service. VPC is nothing but virtual private cloud. For creating a VPC, we have to search for the VPC service. Click on VPC. The VPC contains two types of subnets, public subnet and the private subnet. For creating a VPC, we have to click on create VPC. After creating VPC, we have to create subnets, one public subnet and one private subnet, where public subnet handles the activities which can be done openly, but whereas the secure task will be performed under private subnets. Here we have to create the two types of subnets by creating one subnet. After that we have to click on the VPC we have created before, then simply enter the CIDR block IP and click on create subnet, then it will automatically create the subnets. Similarly create another private subnet. After creating the public and private subnets, we have to create route tables for both the subnets. For that we have to click on route tables. After then we can see we can create two types of route tables similar to the subnets, one for the public and one for the private. Here I have already created them. We can create them by simply clicking on create route name, assigning a name, selecting the VPC and create route table. And after creating the route tables, we have to give them the subnet associations for both the public and the private subnets. For that, after doing the after providing subnet associations, the private subnet task has been finished. But for the public subnet to complete, we have to give another service, which is nothing but internet gateways. Here we can create the internet gateway for our public subnet. After clicking on create internet gateway, we can simply click on give a title and click on create subnets. Then it automatically appears here. This is how we can create a VPC and split the workflow. Now we are going to learn about the most famous service in the AWS, that is nothing but EC2. For using the EC2 service, you can search it in the search box. Click on EC2. For using the EC2 service, we have to create an instance. For creating an instance, we have to go to the instance tab and click on launch instance. Here we have to give a name to the our instance. Instance is nothing but a server. Let's say server example 7. Here we have to select an OS which we want to give to our server. For suppose if we want to give the Windows, just click on Windows and select the AMI. Let's try with the base 2019 2016 version. After completing, select the instance type. Here we have to generate a key pair. We have to give the name for the key. Let's say Vishnu key. Select, always use PEM. Click on create key pair. Then it will download a file to our file location. After creating, we can simply select the Vishnu key and scroll down. Here we can change the network settings. This is our VPC we have created before. Not everything. After all this, change this to all topic. Click on launch instance. We can see that the instance has been created successfully. This is the instance we have created. This is how an EC2 server can be created. For connecting the instance, we can simply select the instance and click connect and follow the instructions and use the server user credentials and passwords to open the server. These are the services we have learned in the 4 days workshop, and we have also learned some of the basics of Maven and worked with Apache Tomcat and Jenkins and deployed a Netflix type APIs at the end as a project. That's it. Thank you for giving this golden opportunity.